Houston, we have contact.
A lot.
But we don't have to worry about Ollie and his 1 hour later than everyone else. It's Canadianness.
Oh, Canada, will you take refugees?
Nope.
Hey, fucking better.
Pragmatic Crystal! Hey, girl, hey. Tim,
What?
let's start the show.
Is the show started? Are we doing it?
It's doing.
To
Hi,
be
well-
determined.
Hi, and welcome to Speaking from the Center. My name is Tim.
We do not care.
I am here with my fellow Americans today. No
I
Canadians
think it's a
on this
really
show
major
this time.
mistake and an insult to
We
me.
deported him.
You will not insult Ollie in his absence. Ollie, I got your back, buddy. Even when they make fun of you viciously, horribly, this without ceasing while you're gone.
This is an all American show because we have all American things to talk about.
America.
I tried to be diplomatic.
That's not the
Uh,
American way, Mikey.
It isn't. It isn't.
So we
All
have
hail the Royal Empire.
so we have full tickets for the campaigns now. We have Trump and his running mate, dude who fucks couches.
Couchy, Couchy, Couchy. We should call him.
It-
We should call him Dr. Couchy.
Dr.
I
Couchy.
was about to say, is Couchy for Fauci or no?
Oh man.
Couchy.
And we have the Harris Waltz ticket.
Ooh, what a surprise he was.
No, I called it. I
You
called
know,
it
Hey,
2 weeks ago.
everybody, listen to somebody toot their own horn for a second.
From Universal
did
Studios
it.
Hollywood.
He did do it.
He
He, did,
was
he
right.
did call it.
Motherfucker was right.
I'm still sad because I like him as our governor. I don't really want him to go, but he's also going to do
Tim,
great at this.
Tell Mark he was right.
Mark, you were right.
Mikey, tell Mark he was right. I don't want to.
Do it, bitch.
Mark, you were right.
Yeah, that's right.
You were right.
Mark's the only real journalist here.
You know who else was right? Anna from The Culture Under Review. Check out the episodes, they're dropping now. Trickling in. My release got fucked up because the Supreme Court decided to detonate. God damn.
Yay!
I had a whole release schedule ready for them, but we had to fucking break it. Damn it. But she called that it would be Kamala. She called it. She's like, it's gonna be her. It's gonna be her. He's gonna drop, and it's gonna be her. Who else would it be? I was like, nah. They're gonna do an open convention. That she called it, and Mark called it. So if you want all the 100% accurate political advice,
Yeah,
search no further than the Bin Podcast Network.
there you go.
Invest all your money in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin. We have to.
Bitcoin. We're
Mikey,
launching our own.
You got to start us a crypto.
Ryan. How about air horn? Hi, Ryan.
we gotta start the Bitcoin.
Oh, dude, I don't even know how to do that. How do I even start a coin?
I have
Just
no.
Ask Logan Paul. He's been scamming people
Don't-
out of that.
yeah,
for
don't
a few
ask
years
fucking
now.
Yo,
Logan
don't say his fucking name, bro. They're all suing
Yeah.
each other. We do not have money. Do not sue us. God damn it. We are
Listen,
broke.
Where's a mirror so I can say his name
That-
3
We are
times into
broke.
it?
that dude is human garbage.
Yes.
I would much rather fight him than ever talk about his stupid little show. If it's a street fight, I like my chances.
He's the worst.
Yeah. Shout out to Bean Juice Zilla for his amazing documentaries on exposing frauds, which we are not. Patreon.com/thebitpodcast.
I think it's a
I think it's a doo-doo-doo. I like it. You need to combine those two.
So perfect segue. One piece of human trash to another. Let's talk about JD Vance.
Oh.
Say his name right.
Jidda.
Jidda Vance?
I was
Jidda
gonna say
Vance.
couch fucker,
I
but
forgot the. Well, yeah, he's a couch
Coochie,
fucker, but
Couchy coo.
what does JD stand for?
Dr.
Okay,
Couchy.
why Dr. Couchy is so funny.
James David Vance. He's got 2 first names.
Oh, Jimmy D. Oh, Jimmy D. He hates that.
J-
He probably
JD Vinny.
That's probably his least favorite combination of nicknames for his initials. Like, he chose JD because Jimmy D was fucking pissing him off.
Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy D. There's
Sausage.
He makes sausages
Jimmy D.
and books that no one's ever read.
Couch sausages.
Hey, many couches read that book.
So, all right.
What is the
I-
couch joke about? Did he
So-
actually?
ooh, I got it.
All right, I'll let Mark do it.
Did he?
So
A couch.
it's a rumor that took off about him and got so popular.
It's
that-
real now.
I forget which Tim might know which news network posted that.
Okay. Here's what
Um,
happened.
Take over, Tim.
Someone put out, some random person with a lot of followers put out a tweet saying
Mhm.
that there's a quote from his book that he said he fucked couches. And they put the pages down, and because no one ever read that book, they believed him. And it just took off like wildfire.
And then I want to say it was the Associated Press
Oh yeah, probably.
put out a statement saying JD Vance has never fucked a couch.
Yes.
But they did that without editor approval, and then they realized you can't actually say for certain that he's never fucked a couch. So they had to take it down, but damage done. So now it's
So he
implied
is
that he
not-
may have fucked a couch.
So it's not confirmed that
It's
he's
not
No.
confirmed.
It's not confirmed that he's
It's
never
not
fucked
confirmed.
But it doesn't matter.
But
Does not
now,
matter.
because of the internet,
Uh,
everyone believes that he fucks
Oh.
couches or has fucked couches at one point.
Oh, that
I
is
personally believe that
delicious.
I believe he's fucked a couch personally.
like
But-
like how do you defend against that? No, I
You
don't fuck
can't.
couch. Of course he says that. Like
That sounds like something who fucks couches would say.
every time
That-
he sits down, everyone's gonna be fucking staring at him like,
Why are you sitting on that couch?
why are you sitting like that?
You prefer the leather couches?
What's he doing?
What's your favorite fabric?
Hey, keep your hands keep your
Microfight.
hands where we can see them, all right? This is a new couch.
Tim,
People start covering their couches in plastic when he comes over.
his favorite cover for a couch is microfiber.
Oh,
Mm. It's like
Something you can
leggings.
just-
It's like leggings
something you
on a
can-
couch.
something you can clean off real easy.
Non-stick.
Yeah, hose it down.
It's got that 3M staticky shit on there. Just beads on the surface.
So, a little background on Jimmy Dean Vance.
Jimmy D.
Jimmy D. Vance. So he grew up in like rural Ohio. His
Kind of.
family, yeah, kind of. His family is from like Appalachia.
I don't have a banjo.
No,
but-
well, Tim, I'm fairly certain
Pretty soon we're gonna be calm in this country.
his mother is from Appalachia. He never lived there.
That's right. He lived. He
Oh.
never lived in Appalachia, but
Yo.
his grandparents did.
He's solid middle class. He is not small town upbringing like he's claiming to be.
So yeah, he was born in Middletown, Ohio. His parents divorced because they didn't like him.
Oh, we're gonna
And
be so mean today.
That's what I've always said.
after he graduated high school, he joined the Marine Corps and became a what's the word? Combat correspondent. He was a war journalist.
No, that's
But did he pick up a gun?
It doesn't ever say that he saw combat.
yeah, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, a real soldier fucking left his shit in his fucking chair, and he had to fucking move it.
After he left the Marines, he went to Ohio State University for a couple years and got a political science degree.
You know.
And then he attended Yale Law and got a law degree and like used it for a year before he became a fucking stooge for venture capitalists.
I feel bad for Yale.
So Tim, here's something that's very important. And actually, I'm going to go full screen on you. I'm going to start doing this.
Okay.
We need to use our editorial discretion. Can you explain to the layperson, what does a venture capitalist do? Like, what does that job do?
So a venture capitalist is someone with a lot of money who invests it into businesses or projects that they like.
So why is that important for JD Vance?
Well, they liked him because it's important for JD Vance. He didn't have any money. He's not a venture capitalist. He's funded by venture capitalists. They liked his book. They liked the movie that the book became, and they like his whole fucking weird ass vibe. He practiced law he was a corporate lawyer. That's probably how he got into it. He defended them, so they backed him.
So rich people
Scummy.
gave him money
Yes.
to make them more money.
Yes.
And then he would get a high salary from that money.
Exactly.
Correct.
Small town America. That's what happens in all small towns in Ohio. Everyone's like, just can't wait to go to Yale and then like get handed billions of dollars to go fuck around with to try to make money with. Yeah, there you go. Normal shit.
Yeah.
Totally not weird.
Totally, definitely not weird.
Definitely not weird. That would be weird if someone thought it was weird.
Well, and they probably liked his like folksy sort of like I'm from the middle of fucking nowhere mentality.
Which is actually where Governor Walz is from. Unlike him.
Well, you know what? They might have liked JD Vance's TED Talk. Because he did a TED Talk about fucking
couches.
About how much he loves couches. This is pre-couch fucking.
Oh, okay.
How to stop couch-ageddon.
See if you can tell
Couchy
why
does
he loves
dab
couches so
Dallas.
much.
Oh, this is gonna be rough.
It's fine. Oh, Mark, I think your camera's like tilted down suddenly. See how you're all cut off? You'd be cut.
I didn't do it. Is that better?
I don't know.
I don't
The right
know.
screen. Come on, do the right screen. There we go. There it is. Okay.
There you go.
I don't know if Ted's real cool with like copyright shit, so how far in do you guys think we should delve before first gasp here?
Maybe do like a minute or two.
Okay.
How long ago is this?
7 years ago. This is 7
Okay.
years ago. This is before he was a senator. Way before he was a senator.
God, his face is punchable.
Before he grew that neck beard.
Went to a nice restaurant, a really nice restaurant. It was for a law firm recruitment dinner. And I remember beforehand, the waitress walked around and asked whether we wanted some wine. So I said, sure.
All right, unbox politics time. Let's go ahead and break him down real quick.
All right.
Let's check out this outfit. What is this swag? What is this swag speaking to you? What kind of vibe is he giving off? His tone of voice, his volume. He probably
Corporate lawyer.
Yeah.
It's giving to me like he dry cleaned his suit but lost his nice shirt, so he found a shirt that would work in time.
Ooh, the tie was with it.
Hmm.
Because if you're this guy, you wear a tie. For what you're talking about, you wear a tie.
He should be wearing a tie.
Yeah. You don't be casual for a TED Talk.
It looks like a college student's attempt to look professional.
I dress like daddy.
I'll take some white wine.
It feels like his jacket and pants are different colors. I might be wrong. It might just be the lighting for me.
Maybe he wears the blazer by itself and it's kind of aged separately than
Maybe.
the pants. And now he's trying to do the rematch. And the rematch is not all. Hey, if you guys didn't know that, the rematch is not always perfect. It doesn't always go the way you think.
She immediately said, "Would you like Sauvignon Blanc or Chardonnay?" And I remember thinking, come on, lady. Stop with the fancy French words and just give me some white wine.
All right,
But I used my powers of
pause.
deduction and
Like, those are the names of the wine. Those are two different kinds of wine. Yeah, they have French names, but that's because the French came up with it.
French wined first.
They're different. They're different wines.
I don't say French words like Chevrolet.
New Orleans.
He's like, lady, stop using French words. I'll just have whatever comes in a box.
Just get the
But-
box, open it up. Give me a little
But don't-
give me the drippy drips.
But don't worry, he's about to talk to us about his powers of deduction
Yes.
for wine.
recognized that
He was this is a Marine. You're telling me this is a Marine.
No.
Really?
See, he's a journalist Marine.
He passed basic.
Well, I mean, this is
a Marine.
This is 6 years after he left the Marines, so he let himself go.
It's fair.
Like, he left the Marines in 2010 or 11, and this is 2016, so like he had some time to.
Look, y'all know Marines. This is
Hoorah.
this Marine. So y'all know what kind of Marine he had, Marine lifestyle he had going on. Boy, is fucking Pillsbury Doughboy out here. I'm talking about you are not
Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc were two separate
soft, boy, just soft.
Squishy.
I should have let him continue. He's making my point for me.
types of white wine, and so I told
She said he's a couch potato. Yes. Points to Pragmatic Crystal. Fucking, you get an air horn.
her that I would take the Chardonnay because, frankly, that was the easiest one to pronounce for me. So I had a lot of experiences like that during my first couple of years as a law student at Yale. Because, despite all outward appearances, I'm a cultural outsider. I didn't come from the elites. I didn't come from the Northeast or from San Francisco. I came from a Southern Ohio steel town, and it's a town that's really struggling in a lot of ways.
It's a town that he refuses to help in any way.
Shape, form, or fashion.
That are indicative of the broader struggles of America's working class. Heroin has moved in, killing a lot of people I know. Family violence, domestic violence, and divorce have torn apart families.
Divorce?
Huh.
How do you go from heroin to divorce?
Well, you see, his parents divorced, so therefore that's more important.
It's like the heroin of a family. Divorce.
And there's a very unique sense of pessimism that's moved in.
It's so great at first. No, I'm just kidding.
Think about rising mortality rates in these communities and recognize that for a lot of these folks, the problems that they're seeing are actually causing rising death rates in their own communities. So there's a very real sense of struggle.
Can he take a breath before he talks?
No.
The vocal fry is frustrating.
He's one of those people that he just run on sentence everything.
God, dude, like you're on like 2% lung capacity here. Just take a breath. Give it up. Put a comment.
I like pancakes and sausages and bacon and cauliflower.
he's probably not very used to public speaking, and he's got a little bit of the stage fright. I mean, in all reality, that's probably what it is.
He still does it.
I know, because he's not very good at public speaking, and he never learned how.
You're right. 20 years is kind of quick to give him time.
Had a
Way to
very
go,
front row
Ryan.
seat to that struggle. My family has been part of that struggle for a very long time. I come from a family that doesn't have a whole lot of money. The addiction that plagued my community also plagued my family, and even sadly, my own mom. There were a lot of problems that I saw in my own family. Problems.
Wait, they showed this to Donald Trump?
I don't know if they showed the
No
TED Talk.
way.
There's no way.
Fucking way Donald Trump saw this.
Listen,
That
His
is
mom was into
impossible.
heroin?
it
You got
the
a fucking
reason-
drug your kids fucking.
the reason that JD Vance is his nominee is fucking Peter Thiel and Don Jr. got all coked up one day and was like, dude, you got to check out this fucking guy.
I bet he's financing the campaign.
Who, Thiel?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Thiel and Musk.
Well, no. Well, Musk was like, gonna.
Musk backed out.
Well,
But
Musk was gonna like throw some money into the hat or whatever. But I think Thiel is like taking over the financing, and that was
Maybe.
that was the. He's like, I got a guy for you. Because
Well-
what did he send little Sniffy the rat out for? Fucking sniff. Never found a coke he didn't like the smell of.
Thiel,
he sent him out to go find money. He found the money, but the money came with a catch.
yeah.
That's the tinfoil hat from Mikey family.
I wonder if JD Vance is Don Jr.'s drug connection.
Oh boy.
The mule.
Real conspiracy theory stuff. Elon Musk and Peter Thiel founded PayPal together.
Right.
They're besties.
Right.
So like maybe they were both like Trump, let's fucking this is our guy, like put him up, because Thiel funded JD Vance's Senate campaign.
Right.
And
Independently, damn near.
independently. He funded like 2 or 3 campaigns, and Vance was the only guy that won. And
33% return on investment.
and recently Trump said at a rally that he has to be for electric vehicles because Elon Musk is helping him.
Right.
So like there's a whole
He
tech billionaire fucking
he
conspiracy behind this.
He forgot where his cyber bread was buttered.
Yeah.
Okay, Donald Trump doesn't remember what day of the week it is, so I'm not
No.
surprised he
There's
forgot
no
electric cars
way
exist.
He knows what day of the week it is. There's no way.
There's no way he knows where he is at any given moment, except when he's on like a golf course.
Right.
Well, I don't
It's
think we're going to be
really good, like,
watching any
hear
clips
my
from him
voice.
today, but it's like Trump is getting more incoherent every speech he gives, and it's shocking, honestly.
That's why Biden's not doing it anymore. So all the old guy stuff can be on Trump.
I like it.
Caused
bean
sometimes by lack of money, problems caused sometimes by lack of access to resources and social capital that really affected my life. If you had looked at my life when I was 14 years old and said, well, what's going to happen to this kid? You would have concluded that I would have struggled with what academics call upward mobility. So upward mobility is an abstract term, but it strikes at something that's very core at the heart of
Chances that he gets this right?
50?
16.
Yes, I'm getting a 50-50 shot.
He
Al-
said
also-
16.
Also, when he said, what's going to happen to this kid at 14? And I was about to be like, maybe he's going to fuck a couch. Who knows?
That couch is getting fucked tonight, boy.
You know, that's why his family was hard off. They had to keep getting new couches because of all the damage.
Oh,
Fucking
God.
holes in
Man.
the couches.
It was rough
Like
on those
a
couches.
little woodpecker.
What would you like for Christmas, JD? A couch.
Love seat.
Oh.
Seat.
the
So
American
sad. Play the
dream. It's
video.
the sense,
Oh.
and it measures whether kids like me who grow up in poor communities are going to live a better life, whether they're going to have a chance to live a materially better existence, or whether they're going to stay in the circumstances where they came from. And one of the things we've learned, unfortunately, is that upward mobility isn't as high as we'd like it to be in this country. And interestingly, it's very geographically distributed. So, take Utah, for instance.
What possible reference can you be making geographically with Utah?
Yeah,
It's
Utah's
a white state.
It is-
unless
It is
Unless
the
it-
most unique. There isn't another Utah out there.
yeah,
It is the worst example.
I don't know, man.
For
Is he
anything.
talking about like Salt Lake versus the mountains? Maybe, I don't know.
Here we go.
In Utah, a poor kid is actually doing okay, very likely to live their share and their part in the American dream. But if you
How
think of
come?
where I'm from, in the South, in Appalachia,
Oh, no explanation.
in Southern Ohio, it's very unlikely that kids like that will rise.
Oh, so like the nebulous thing that I said was nebulous. There's more
It's
nebulas
totally nebulous.
sometimes in some places, like I don't know, Utah versus another nebulous place like I don't know, Ohio. Also nebulous.
I also heard Florida is rough, but you know.
The American dream in those parts of the country is, in a very real sense, just a dream. So why is that happening? So one reason is obviously economic or structural. So you think of these areas, they're beset by these terrible economic trends built around industries like coal and steel that make it harder for folks to get ahead. That's certainly one problem. There's also the problem of brain drain, where the really talented people, because they can't find high-skill work at home, end up moving elsewhere, so they don't build a business or
Hold
nonprofit.
on for a second. Is he talking about the very thing that he did?
No, Timothy
He is raising awareness, Tim.
Timothy D.
Stop
Vance. How dare you?
Listen, JD Vance here did the exact thing he's talking about.
No.
He went to school. He went to school in Ohio originally, but then he went to fucking East Coast elitist Yale.
No.
Then he moved to fucking San Francisco to hang out with the tech billionaires.
That's hi Nancy. No, he didn't do that. Kamala, hey girl. No, I was never over there. Why would you bring that
Over
up?
there.
Why would you bring
I wonder
that
if
up?
I wonder if he's going to bring up Black America and how they're, held down economically and structurally.
Let's get back to hypocrite JD Vance's TED Talk.
Jimmy D.
where they're from, they end up going elsewhere and taking their talents with them.
Damn, Daniel. I forgot his middle name was Daniel. I'm bringing it back just for him. Just for him. Oh, God, I missed it.
There are failing schools in a lot of these communities, failing to give kids the educational leg up that really makes it possible for kids to have opportunities later in life.
And that's why I want to close all the public schools and have private schools
Yeah.
That
And you
has
know
the
what?
commandments on the wall.
only. Right.
These things are all important. I don't mean to
So I don't mean to keep pausing this, but this is important, I think. Isn't it strange that the people who have come out of, like, let's say, the underprivileged public school system, isn't it strange that they are the sole people trying to destroy it? Like, it's not the people who are like from Catholic schools and doing their Catholic school thing. Like, they don't bother anybody. They just want to, keep their tuition low. But it's the motherfuckers who are just like, you know what? No one should go to public school. Like, they just instantly just flip it to, let me just shut all the shit down so that everybody can be stupid.
Yeah.
Because if we lower your taxes, that'll make you smarter.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Solved America.
And you can
Well, shit.
you can buy
That's the
as
show,
much-
everybody.
That's
We're,
the
we're
fucking-
crashing out.
Fucking, here you go, guys. If
And
he
then-
taxes us less, we're smarter.
Exactly. And then you can buy more wine that you can't say the name of.
Pronounce. Give me that pinot.
He wants some champagne, okay?
Champagne.
Champagnate.
Just give me
Just
the
add some
magnets.
letters.
You know, the magnets, the sea magnets.
count these structural barriers, but when I look back at my life and at my community, something else was going on. Something else mattered.
Oh, the jitterbug. I bet it was the fucking jitterbug. I bet they were jitterbugging like a motherfucker.
Couches.
It's difficult to quantify, but it was no less real. So for starters, there was a very real sense of hopelessness in the community that I grew up in. There was a sense that kids had that their choices didn't matter. No matter.
They liked punk music.
Yeah,
Mm.
they're into
They
emo.
liked the rap music.
You had who's in Ohio? Rapper Ohio. Oh, Bone Thugs and Harmony. You had good music coming out of Ohio.
No matter what happened, no matter how hard they worked, no matter how hard they tried to get ahead, nothing good would happen. So
they moved.
That's a tough feeling to grow up around. That's a tough mindset to penetrate. And it leads sometimes to very conspiratorial places.
Couches.
So let's just take one political issue that's pretty hot, affirmative action. So depending on your politics, you might think that affirmative action is either a wise or an unwise way to promote diversity in the workplace.
Affirmative action in that couch.
That's a Oh, wait. It's finally real, guys. It's finally real.
Thrusted his pelvic into me to try to provoke me, try to elicit a reaction.
Yes!
Oh.
3 years! 3 years!
Place to the classroom.
I also
But if you
I
grow
want
up
to
in an
point
area
out that he's not addressing the fact that Ohio is a pretty red state and how that likely contributes to all of these issues, especially in rural Ohio.
No, it's the liberal elites who
feed their children because, like, right. I'm going to plug Tim Walz for a second. We enshrined abortion rights for all women. We passed universal free lunches for all school children in Minnesota. We legalized marijuana. We codified sick time as a requirement for all employers to offer to their employees. How fucking important is that when you're working a shitty job in a small town, your kid is sick and you can't take care of them because you're forced to go to work?
You don't want zero problems, big fella.
Thank you. All right. Wall's amazing. Couch fucker terrible. Continue.
area like this, you see affirmative action as a tool to hold people like you back. That's especially.
Whoa, people like you. That
Who you
sounds
talking
like
about?
you talking about you people. That's what it sounded like you said to me. Like, I'm not stupid. People like you is you people. You can't you people.
You people bring it.
Yeah, you people on the slide is still you people. I'm on your ass, Jimmy D.
This.
Tim, what's the town he's from?
He is from Middletown, Ohio.
Sorry, what Middletown you said?
Yes, Middletown.
Middleton.
Okay. Look up the
Yeah.
demographic information for Middletown, Ohio.
It is probably pronounced Middleton.
That boy
You can
got out.
continue while I do my research.
That boy got out the South with no accent and no beard,
Yeah,
and then suddenly grew an accent and a beard.
You see affirmative action as a tool.
but he needed that beard. Look at that chin. He needed that beard.
Nah, man, he needs to just do a little contour on the cheekbones, man. You got to define the cheekbones. Your eyeball is falling into your bottom jaw. You got to define that line, homie. That's why you looking real squishy out there.
So affirmative action is hurting small town Ohio.
Right.
Is what I'm getting here.
Because there's so many black people out there, Mark.
Guess how many black people are in Middletown, Ohio?
Look, I'm going to tell you.
Five.
I'm going to tell you right now. Right? I can tell you the exact number. You ready to hear it?
Yes.
Too many. I don't know. Is it the number of people or a percentage?
Percentage. Well, I have both, but
Oh shit! Oh, that's not good, Tim. If he knows the number, that's got to be a small ass number. Would you say
as a
five?
reference, there are 50,514 people here.
One, Bob.
Fuck you, Tim. Fuck you, Tim.
It's
wait.
it's
I didn't guess yet.
okay.
Wait.
Okay. If anyone wants in the chat wants to
Yeah,
guess,
chat
throw in
guess,
your guesses.
please. Let me get a here we go.
From Universal Studios Hollywood.
Over my mind.
This is
Okay.
American Gladiator.
It's 50,000 people, and this is from last year or like recently, I'm guessing.
Let's see, census. Come on, when did this occur? 2022.
Okay, yeah, you guys are 100.
Am I the closest without going over?
No, Mikey is the
Damn it.
closest. It's just shy of 6,000.
Oh wow, that's a lot more than I
Oh,
thought.
they showing up. Hey, we in here. Hey.
But the
Say,
white
oh, you think
population
you buy that?
is
You think it's a game?
77%.
But then they be feeling oppressed, dude. Like that's the
They're oppressed
Like, dude,
so
that's
hard.
the crazy. I'm gonna go back to the main screen for a second because I gotta I have to start explaining shit to white people. Like this shit is getting bad. Read those demographics again for me one more time, Tim or Mark.
So population is 50,500 people. We have 77.1% white, which is 39,000. 11.8% of Black or African American non-Hispanic descent at 5.95 thousand. And then multiracial makes up 5.65%. It's a very small number because it's a very small part of the chart.
Yeah.
With like 2.8 thousand people. So
we're looking at
massively white.
So I want to just put this in perspective for people because sometimes they don't see things completely. They see things partially. If you're a white person, then you will occasionally see someone who doesn't look like you, right? If you're a black person, it is a rare occasion that you see anyone that looks like you. Now, when you go out of town or you go to like Atlanta or you go to like Detroit or somewhere where you're the minority, or if you go overseas or somewhere and you're the minority, now take that feeling of uncomfortableness and kind of unsure about what to do. Now put that into your entire lifespan. And now you understand. Maybe. So, especially in these smaller towns, those people have to stick together and do their own thing because not everybody's like you who thinks racism is dead. And if you're outnumbered, in most cases, 10 and 20 to 1 in a town, this is why we act and believe and think and hesitate the way we do. Is because there's a whole lot of y'all and not a whole lot of y'all have sense.
Mikey, I don't see color, so everyone looks the same to me.
Oh, good.
Fair enough. I you know what? I take it all back. I take it all back.
Anybody else want demographic information for random places in the United States?
He's got the key to the castle over there.
So yeah, while you were talking, I pulled up Atlanta because that you mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
They have a majority of the population for Black or African American descent.
Yeah.
But it's still only 47.1%.
That's why it's called Hot Atlanta.
Sexy over there.
It's true.
I don't know the point I was making, but
No,
that is why it's called that. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know either.
Who told you? Is what
Who told me?
Tell me your military secrets.
Hold people like you back. That's especially true if you're a member of the white working class. You see it as
man.
something that isn't
here
just
we
about
go.
good or bad.
Here we go. The white working class is being held back by affirmative action.
Look,
Let's
we just
fucking go.
Tim, we just broke down the demographics of Middleton, Ohio. Can't you tell
Fuck
that
white
them
people.
6,000, well, probably not even 6,000, probably like 300 adults that are working because it's mostly kids and old folks.
Yeah.
In a population.
Yeah.
So those 300 to 400 people might take our jobs.
They might.
It's not
Affirmative
like
action might give them the
It's
jobs.
not like it's 11,000 of us and 200 of them.
Mikey, I'm going to break it down for you. As a white person, I feel like I need to educate you
Oh, let me sit
about
back.
our plight.
Let me sit back. Oh, right. You're right.
Just because we've been handed everything
Wait a minute.
in terms of transfer of economic wealth from generation to generation, better living opportunities, better job opportunities,
Yeah.
better education opportunities. It's really you guys that are the problem.
Right. And I can't, and
Sorry.
y'all can't have it being fair.
No.
What if you lose? What if you lose the meritocracy?
I mean, if we lose, we have to make it more unfair the next time.
Correct.
well, then I
and
have to
like,
just change the rules so that my people can win again.
And in a perfect world, sure, affirmative action shouldn't need to exist. It should be purely based on merit. And if the playing field was level, but it's not. And it's never been. So
I like to think of let me go to the big screen because this might be clippable. I'm feeling quotable today. If America is this big like slab of racism and we've been carving away from it for years, and there's like a little statue left and it like looks like the Statue of Liberty, guess what it's made out of?
ivory.
It's still fucking racism. So just because the fact that there's a fucking statue and it's very pretty does not mean that it's gone. That means that it's there.
Mikey, we elected a black man president. We solved racism.
Racism over.
So-called black, so-called American.
I get it. He's a secret Muslim,
Hussein.
but
Hussein
From Africa.
He's the Kenyan president.
I'm just saying.
There was a coup in this country.
In 2008, America solved racism forever. We don't need to talk about it ever again, and we certainly don't need to talk about how affirmative action is necessary still in this country.
George Floyd.
Bad policy, you see it as something that's actively conspiring, where people with political and financial power are working against you. And there are a
Who does that sound like? Oh,
lot of ways that you see that conspiracy against you, perceived,
That
real,
couch
but it's there,
conspiracy?
and it warps
No.
expectations. So if you think about what do you do when you grow up in that world, you can respond in a couple ways. One, you can say, I'm not going to work hard because no matter how hard I work, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, now you're getting it.
Amen,
you're
brother.
getting it. Now you're
White
fucking
people
getting
lazy.
it.
We don't even have to watch anymore. White people are just lazy. That's-
Now you're getting it. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. There you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
Now
go.
you're getting it.
I'm going to segue just a little bit. When Florida kicked out all the migrants, and they fled because of the laws that they enacted, they tried to hire white people and regular people to work like shitty farm jobs that no one likes, and everybody pretty much quit and didn't even finish the week.
Yeah.
They have since developed a cart where people can lay down and pick stuff as they're not even standing.
Yeah,
We had to we designed it easier because now white people are doing those jobs.
There was a in Washington State, they were having a problem with not enough farm workers, and like fields were going unharvested, and they put together a program where they would pay white people to do that stuff. All they had to do was apply. All they had to do was apply.
6 people applied, Tim.
Yeah, like 12 people applied and 1 person was hired. Like that was the extent, and those fields still went unharvested. Like they had to give away stuff because nobody was harvesting.
Yeah, because
the crops.
It's going to die in the plant and kill the plant.
So you know,
3,000 rotting avocados on a tree. You
Yeah,
better start doing something.
Americans are very privileged in the labor that they choose to do.
Like, not even zombie apocalypse scenario. Like, dude, if the grid goes out,
Game
people
over.
do not know how to do anything anymore.
Nope.
They don't know how to get water.
God forbid they'd
Hey.
have to find water on their own.
Hey, Team Nade, we're gonna get some sat phones for when it all goes down. We'll have our rendezvous point. If you want to be a part of that email list, patreon.com/the bin podcast.
Yeah.
Another thing you might.
I was just gonna say I don't think JD Vance has ever seen like one day of hard work in his entire life.
There's no way he's
Nope.
eating MRE.
No.
Not a chance. Maybe in basic.
Do is say, well, I'm not going to go after the traditional markers of success like a university education or a prestigious job because the people who care about those things are unlike me. They're never going to let me in. When I got admitted to Yale, a family member asked me if I had pretended to
Who got the goddamn snacks?
Not
Don't worry
me.
about it.
Fucking
Be a
Mark
liberal
over
to
there.
get-
He's eating some Funyuns or something.
I have Skittles, bitch.
Bro, you can't have Skittles during the podcast. You gotta
It's-
dump them out.
It's all crinkly.
Put them on the wrap. Put them on the counter or on the desk.
get it
Push the
by the
goddamn
admissions
button.
committee.
Oh right. Oh shit, I forgot. Hold on. Tim, did you hear this?
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. You heard what she said.
You heard what she
Remember
said.
Seriously, and it's obviously not the case that there was a liberal box to check on the application,
There should
but it
be.
speaks to the very real insecurity in these places that you have to pretend to be somebody you're not to get past these various social barriers.
Bruh. What? Yeah, he's like America's Hitler. Yeah, I love fucking Trump. You fucking bitch.
Do we have to keep watching this shitty ass
Yeah,
TED
we
Talk?
don't. Yeah, I'm done with this fucking weak shit.
Let's-
Next.
Yeah, let's move on to
Well, I wonder.
Oh, look at him, all grown up. Fucking
Oh,
just for men all over the
he
place.
decided
you
to
weak
grow
bitch.
facial hair.
Oh, you weird.
Is
couch
that
fucking
dude
bitch.
behind him to his right asleep?
Yes.
No, he's reading his phone.
Yeah, he's
No,
looking
the-
at his
sorry.
phone. He's like, this
Vance
shit is
is-
fucking boring.
Right. The guy in the white shirt. He looks
Oh.
like he's asleep.
No, he's just trying to suffer the farts coming off that guy.
Oh.
Just his downwind. It's just not well.
Tim Walz, when were you ever in war? What was this weapon that you carried into war, given that you abandoned your unit right before they went to Iraq, and he has not spent a day in a combat zone? What bothers me about Tim Walz is the stolen valor garbage. Do not pretend to be something that you're not.
I know the fuck you didn't.
All right. Time to
I
fact check
know
this bitch.
the fuck you didn't. Fact check is motherfucking right. Let me hear that again.
Running mate pick from Kamala Harris yesterday to
Like, who
defending
the
the comments
hell?
that Donald Trump made on stage at the NABJ last week. And he took a question about Tim Walz that he used to pivot to what I think is going to become an increasing attack line from the Trump campaign.
Look at the fucking wax mannequin standing up there with him. Jesus
Yeah, I know,
Christ.
right?
And criticizing Walz, who've served for decades.
Looking like a whole bunch of thumbs with fucking bits of hair on them. You'll never be able to unsee it. They all look like thumbs.
In the National Guard for retiring from the Guard before his unit was
Thumbs
deployed
and
to
suits.
Iraq. Here's what Vance said about that just a few moments ago.
Well, I wonder, Tim Walz, when were you ever in war? What was this weapon that you carried into war, given that you abandoned your unit right before they went to Iraq, and he has not spent a day in a combat zone? What bothers me about Tim Walz is the stolen valor garbage. Do not pretend to be something that you're not.
So what is stolen valor for the layperson?
Stolen valor is the easiest example of it is someone pretending to be a veteran to get the attention, discounts, or other things related to that.
Yeah, it's claiming that
So-
you've been in combat that you haven't been in.
Pretending
Which
wearing fake medals
Yeah.
or medals that real medals like that you can buy online or something like that, but medals that you didn't earn.
correct.
Medals that weren't given to you.
Here's some just basic information about Governor Walz's military past. He enlisted in 1981. He served in the his National Guard unit for 24 years, so 2.5 decades. His specialty was working disaster response for floods, tornadoes, and he was deployed overseas. He was deployed to Italy during the invasion of Iraq and served there for 6 months in a support role, and then retired as a sergeant major, the highest ranked person in his unit after 24 years of service.
No, he's faking.
He's totally faking it.
Like, what a fucking weird fucking thing to say. Hey, thanks for joining.
Well, and after that service, he became a fucking teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
He went on to serve more. He went on to serve the next fucking generation of Americans. Like, I
don't like if he was like, what's that American Sniper dude, Kyle something.
Oh yeah.
If he's that dude, right? If he's American Sniper and he's been in like 1,000 firefights and he's like the super fucking Rambo man. All right, you want to throw shots at the old guy because he didn't fucking put on a rucksack and go, do what you did. Okay, that's a shot you can volley. What the fuck did you do, JD?
The most I can tell you that JD Vance did was he was a combat correspondent for 6 months in 2005, and he was a part of the public affairs section of the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing.
Tim, and your mic, please.
Oh.
Thank
He was in the public affairs section of the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing. He is decorated with 2 medals, the Good Conduct Medal and the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal for outstanding.
You trying to get us beat up?
Corps.
Thank God. He was kidding. Chris Kyle was that sniper. Please don't hurt us.
For outstanding achievement or meritorious military service for people who are not eligible to receive higher commendation for whatever. Yeah. So like he got a couple of medals, but his medals were for being a good boy.
I don't know.
Oh, so Governor Walz also got an Army Commendation Medal and 2 Army Achievement Medals, which are medals for recognizing outstanding achievement or meritorious service for the military.
Vance also said in his very dumb book that he was lucky to escape any real fighting.
Oh, so he's a coward. Got it.
Now hold on.
He's not a coward.
I want to make it clear. I, as a 37-year-old, happy birthday, Mikey Famine. Birthday was 2 days ago. Air horns for me. Air horns for me, damn it.
Mikey, your birthday was 2 days ago?
Yeah.
And you didn't tell me?
You have Facebook.
I was there.
All right, you're getting something in the mail.
Ooh. Hope
we got really fucked up and played a lot of Battlefield.
It's not fentanyl. You're not getting fentanyl in the mail.
Well, then keep it.
To the people from the FBI watching this show.
I don't want it if it's not illegal drugs.
I don't send illegal drugs through the mail.
Cocaine.
Have fun with that, bots. When no packages come because we couldn't even afford a box to send fentanyl to people at this point. Have to reuse a box from something else. I thought my was hatched. My bad. I stand corrected. Doorknob head is right. I was laid on this day.
He was hatched.
Yeah.
Spawned.
Well, the egg didn't have a shell. It was more of a egg sac. But it was
the
tough.
email.
It was a tough membrane.
The email was sent.
Yeah. Yeah, that day. What was I talking about?
Well, what the fuck were we talking about? Oh,
you were saying he's not a coward.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
JD...
yeah. I don't want to call people cowards and shit like that because last time I checked, none of us enlisted. None of us tried to serve. I'm a peacenik now. I wasn't always. I wanted to enlist, but then they told me I couldn't fly because my eyes are bad, and I told them to fucking shove that war up their ass.
That's fair.
But that was like a selfish reason. Now I have like a humanistic reason to not want to support young people fighting. That's kind of the go-to, is to grab poor young kids and make them fight for companies, essentially. That's what our military does now, and I think that's intractably wrong. But there's roles to play that are less bad than other roles.
Well, let's put it this way then. J.D. Vance's combat experience is very limited, and he did not have an active combat role because he was a Marine Corps journalist.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Well, and I'll amend my stand. He's not a coward for having military service. He did serve. Good for him.
But
I will say he's a coward for these false statements he's saying about someone that has significantly more public service than him.
That's some yellow belly shit. The comments are yellow belly than a motherfucker.
Correct. So I'll amend it. I apologize for the initial statement. He's cowardly for what he's saying now.
Yeah, like even Governor Walz served in like the reserve, right?
Yeah, it was not a frontline unit. Like it's a National Guard unit.
Even in the reserve, making the rank of sergeant major is not something you just do.
Well, I think he was in the National Guard. I don't think he was a reservist. Reservists are kind of like every other month they kind of have to drill in PT and
right.
Get information. I think he was enlisted for that time.
He was. Yeah, he was.
They wouldn't.
Right.
They wouldn't send him if he wasn't enlisted. Like he was like.
Yeah.
He wasn't a reservist. If
right.
That makes
okay.
sense.
Yeah.
I think he was just National Guard.
He was part of the 125th Field Artillery Regiment.
Every branch of the military has reservists.
Yeah. But sergeant major is not something you just do.
No, he didn't get that in a weekend.
Yeah, he wasn't like just hanging out and they were like, "Oh, we're giving out ranks. You want one?
You want to be a major?" Yeah.
Can you look up the national? I don't know the National Guard E ranks. Can you tell me what E rank that is?
I'm on it.
If you just grab like a chart from like enlisted ranks for what's it called? This should show you. I'm gonna guess it's like E10 or E11. Like you're bureaucratic at that point. Like you're way past the 6 years or 12 years that most people do.
Can I use the Army's chart since I think the National Guard is technically a part of the Army?
Yeah, I think so.
A sergeant major is E9S.
Oh yeah, that's fucking way up there, dude. fucking way. That's 9 promotions. Yeesh.
So somebody must have thought he was doing something good.
No, they just fucking. That's what the National Guard does: is carry trash around because they have tons of money to fucking drag losers around. No, they're pretty efficient over there.
Dang, he was making some pretty decent money at that rank.
Yeah, dude. That's high.
That's like $6,500 a month.
So I think the stolen valor argument is going to backfire on JD at some point because then it's going to get turned around on him and be like, "Oh, what heavy combat did you see?"
And the National Guard is like the underdogs, right? Like they're kind of they all kind of all the other branches kind of kick them in the ribs a little bit. You know, they all kind of push them around, put them in a locker because they're not big and fancy like the Navy, which has like fucking submarines and battleships and the fucking Blue Angels. And the Marines are fucking badass and they got all the commercials and they're the toughest like foot soldiers, and the Army's just like tanks and like everybody's got something. Air Force has like, you know, a million different kinds of aircraft. Then there's National Guard.
Yeah, but in the Army National Guard, you can.
I can't believe you just said that to me right now. I can't believe it.
I think he's trying to state that Walz retired before they were deployed to Iraq.
But he served how many, like 20-something years, right?
Dude, he was 24 years deep, bro.
Yeah, like...
And now a whole new thing is kicking off? Y'all got it.
He wasn't even going to be, like, frontline regardless. Like,
yeah, he was just stacking boxes and helping out
he would have
another fucking distribution hub.
Yeah, desk duty giving out orders or something, like...
And so like, I'm trying to find the info here. It looks like Walz retired May of 2005 from the Army. And then the regiment was mobilized fall of that year to be deployed for Operation Iraqi Freedom. So it was months apart, and that was just starting the mobilization for it, not deploying immediately. So
And around that time, JD Vance got around that time JD Vance went to Iraq, like late 2005 it says.
Yeah.
So, and he was only there for 6 months.
So he was there for the invasion and then left.
So says the Wikipedias.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be wrong, but
Hey,
a lot of these quotes come from his book.
You know what's great? This is gonna all get hashed out during the debates. Oh, buddy.
Oh, man.
If you want to compare war stories?
Oh, I want to go.
All
to
right,
that debate.
JD.
I will be in that crowd.
You go first, JD. Let's hear your war stories.
I launched 14 missiles from a cruiser.
Yeah. Like and attacking and harming other people is not my fucking go-to. So this isn't like a more bloodbath. Let's talk about it. It's nothing like that. But it's just, guy, you can't run as the tough dude and I'm the real man. That only works until a real man shows up.
Yeah,
This dude's a real man. I hate to break it to you. He's not attractive. That's a real man quality. We're not all cute.
I think Waltz is just gonna fucking like deck this kid. Like
it's gonna be great.
Like he's gonna lay the verbal smackdown.
I might do LSD that night. Holy shit! I might have to fucking get to a higher dimension. Yeah, I might have to shroom it up and get to a higher dimension and watch this shit. Watch from third eye.
You're not watching it if you get high.
I'm sad that they're probably only gonna get like one debate because the VP candidates usually only get one debate.
I know.
And I just wanna, because Vance doesn't know, he probably doesn't know how to do this like at all. Like he probably had one debate in his Senate race and he probably like muddled his way through that, but really like the money backing him won that race. He's not gonna get like softballs or anything from Waltz. Waltz is gonna ruin him.
Yep.
With couch jokes.
Doorknob head.
You mean Coach is gonna ruin him with couch jokes?
Doorknob head. What was your branch, and how long did you serve? I think I knew Doorknob head was a vet. I think he told me that before.
I like Doorknob head's quote. Vance, I took pictures of military trucks.
He made YouTube videos.
Oh, Doorknob head says Marines.
Yeah, see, he knows what's up.
Are you honored to have Vance as part of the Marine heritage?
Now, see, if Doorknob head said, I approve of JD Vance's military record, I'd be like, fucking.
Oh, no.
If Doorknob head says it, it's probably true. Not quite.
Not quite. Oh.
Like you get to learn people over years. I've known that motherfucker for a long time. Has he fucking rang my bell and fucking called me out? Yes. Has it been hilarious every time? Double yes. Is he a straight shooter? Also yes. He wouldn't bullshit us.
So let's stop talking about this weird couch fucker and talk about the other guy.
Other guy? What other guy?
Coach.
Coach.
The almost Bernie Sanders standing behind Kamala Harris.
Oh, I lost the fucking spot because I had to refresh it.
Just reload the link. Didn't someone send it to you?
No, I had it.
Oh.
Fuck. I think it was like around here-ish. All right, let's try.
Yeah, just pick a spot. It's fine.
Play, motherfucker.
Woo! Minnesota. Woo!
When Vice President and I talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make your own healthcare decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. For everybody who doesn't know and who can't see anything because I forgot to fucking switch the scene.
Oh, you did.
There you go, baby. There you go.
There we go.
I'm on the ball. He says, I want to see.
Couch ball. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Where was I going with this?
You said for everyone out there in TV land.
For everyone out there in TV land.
He was talking about your body, your rights.
Yeah. This is Tim Walz. He's rallying with Kamala. Where is this? I was just gonna give them. Oh, Philly.
Philadelphia,
Over there in Philly.
the city of brotherly love.
And for our children to be free to go to school without worrying they'll be shot dead in their classrooms.
Yeah, that's an important one.
That is a good point for people who are in the middle. Thank you for talking to people who are in the middle and not talking to the left.
Yes.
The left is already there, dude. Thank you.
Yep.
You get it now.
We believe in the Second Amendment, but we also believe in common sense gun violence laws.
Woo!
Man, there's so much clapping. I'm going to have to get my skips together here. All right. This is going to take two hands.
This is going to take a while.
Vice President Harris' idea of freedom is a ticket for education to be that ticket to the middle class, not crippling debt. Air that's clean, water that's pure, communities that are safe.
Ooh, good thing you didn't mix those up.
Communities that are pure.
Oh, shit.
No dirt.
Stand up and stand
A
by.
place where we settle our political differences not through violence, but with our votes.
But violence is faster.
Wait, we're not supposed to storm the Capitol if we lose?
But
Damn
violence
it.
was faster.
And that's what this election's about. What direction will this country go in? He's not going back. Well, Donald Trump would damn sure take us backwards. Let's be clear about that.
So I don't know if it's going to get covered in here, but the crowd chanted, lock him up a couple of times. Hilarious.
And don't believe him when he plays dumb. He knows exactly what Project 2025 will do to restrict our freedoms.
Yeah.
We covered it first.
Yeah, that's another thing we fucking got right. A whole year ago.
Yup.
A whole year ago, we were talking about Project 2025.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
The media didn't start covering it till 3 months ago.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, 2024 has been the year of I told you so.
Yeah.
Literally, the year of I told you so. Heritage Foundation wastes tons of money to get their batshit crazy ideas around. Who's looking for money? Broke ass Donald fucking Trump. He'll do anything for money. And they rang the bell.
Ding ding.
Yeah, why insult batshit? Yeah, batshit didn't do anything to us.
To rig the economy to help the super rich. If Trump gets a chance to return, he's going to pick up exactly where he left off 4 years ago. Only this time, it will be much, much worse.
Because he has no consequences now.
Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck he wants.
And he won't leave. Like, if you let him in again, he's just gonna stay.
Oh, yeah.
I have no evidence to guide me towards the... No. He'll actually leave. Leave
No.
and do what? What's he going to do after? He has no plan.
He tried
no
not to
plan.
leave the last time.
Exactly. This time, he's just gonna plan for it ahead of time.
He's leaving the concert early to beat traffic.
Yeah.
I'm leaving democracy early and headed straight to fascism. I know that's where we're all headed.
One-way ticket to Russia, the greatest country. You know,
Raising
since all their
costs.
people died in the war. There's lots of space. All my followers come to
They're
Russia.
so strong there.
A middle-class family. He will repeal the Affordable Care Act, no doubt about it. He'll gut Social Security and Medicare.
And I don't like it when people get up there like they say shit just for crowd responses. This is all accurate.
I mean,
this is
the
like
Republicans,
off their website. Like this is what they want to do. Like this isn't even bullshit.
To be fair, the Republicans had 4 years to repeal Obamacare, and they didn't because they didn't have a plan. Like,
yeah, what goes up in place?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they had a solid 2 years of control of the House and the Senate, and the only major legislation they passed was that tax cut. And they're like, "Oh, we're going to pass healthcare reform. We're going to do it," but nobody could figure out what they were going to do to replace it.
We're still waiting on the plan. They're supposed to tell us in the House what the Trump health plan was. And it was 2 weeks, and then it was January, and then
the House
was another
doesn't do anything.
18 months, and then it was fucking January 6th, and then we still waiting,
Yeah.
just like the fucking tax returns. We're still waiting on this goddamn health plan.
Their own party sank the vote to repeal the Affordable Care Act because they didn't have a plan, and some of the senators were like, "Well, if we don't have a plan, then fuck it."
I'm not gonna let these people just go without. That's not going to get me reelected. I mean, that's not good for them.
I was about to say, like, they don't care about the people; they care about the votes.
Right.
The amount of times that the Republican Party tanked their own platform is laughable.
Jonah Red says they had a plan. They had the flat earther model.
We're gonna have flat health care.
Universal flat care.
And when somebody tells you they believe him. He said
I just figured it out.
Hmm.
Republican pan. Since healthcare is so cheap overseas,
yes,
all your insurance will do is buy you the ticket to the country where you can afford the medical care.
Oh, please. I won't come back.
That would be so much better than whatever.
It's so much cheaper.
Yeah.
I won't come back.
No one will. But
hey, we gotta talk.
There's their plan.
We gotta
talk
about.
Right there.
We gotta talk about Belize. I think we can start a media empire down there. I think they are ripe for the harvesting. But we'll talk off air.
Ban abortion across this country, and he'll do it, whether or not Congress is there.
They got their freedom from the British in 1981. Everybody speaks English, and they're all amazingly hot, beautiful people, and they love us.
There you go.
Or not.
The weather is mostly temperate. No, I'm just kidding.
Donald Trump's not fighting for you or your family. He never said it that.
Hey, shout out to that guy.
Yeah. All right, Mikey,
He's fucking got it.
You need to make a song out of that. You are
not fighting for you or your family. He never.
You are.
Look at Kamala's face. It's great.
She said, "Okay, okay, white bread. Okay."
I'll take your vote.
All right, I'm gonna record it for the soundboard.
Donald Trump's not fighting for you or your family. He never sat at that kitchen table like the one I grew up at, wondering how we were going to pay the bills. He sat at his country club up in Mar-a-Lago, wondering how he can cut taxes for his rich friends.
To be fair, he didn't think about it. Somebody told him.
Yeah, someone gave him. Someone put a piece of paper in front of him.
He's not.
I was thinking about cheeseburgers.
He's like Wimpy. His brain is like Wimpy from Popeye.
I got a
cheeseburger.
Tell ya.
I'm glad you pay you Thursday for some votes today.
His running mate shares his dangerous and backward agenda for this country. J.D. Vance literally wrote the foreword for the architect of the Project 2025 agenda.
Yeah, that's kind of a real thorn in the
That's a
side of
thing.
the I'm gonna ignore it and act like I don't know what it is plan. Homeboy's fucking writing shit. He's like a source.
Everything's awful.
He's in the works cited the bibliography.
He's in the bibliography. Got his name on the back cover.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D.
So I just want to say something. So clearly there's a little bit of like crowd placement, right?
Yeah.
Because there is none white people behind them. There's one white lady, maybe.
Now,
She may not be white, but it's
behind
all.
Kamala's head to the left, that's a white guy.
I didn't think
And the
that-
one above
not-
her, that's
not-
another white person.
Not that one. By the we sign that's white with the blue letters. Her left shoulder up
yeah.
a little bit. She might be white. We don't know.
Well, and Governor Walz's head to the right of it.
Yeah. There's a blonde.
there's another
but,
white lady.
but she might be Cuban and blonde. We don't know. People don't know these things.
There's possibly a handful of white people back there.
I'm just saying. There's a lot of Latino, African, Asian influence here.
They didn't even have to use
It's on
cardboard
purpose.
cutouts like
they
the Trump
both
campaign.
They both do it. I'm not tripping. But we laugh at it when the Republicans do it because they have like 65 black people when there was obviously 3,000 white people here. It's like, come on, bro. But this seems a little forced too. I would expect to see a couple more whites.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they have, well, to be honest, at this rally, they probably had more of a selection to choose from because so many more people attended this rally than have attended Trump rallies this year.
You're right. I didn't think about the fact that they would have more than one race to consider.
Well,
Other than,
yeah, I mean,
like some other people.
Yeah, like,
It almost
think
looks
about
like
it
a
this
melting
way.
pot. Yeah, it's fucking weird.
In a Trump rally at these days, there's maybe a couple thousand people, and like maybe 5% of them are not white. The Democratic rally is a Harris rally. All the colors of the rainbow probably show up.
Not the white one though.
Well, I mean, yeah, white people will probably
I'm
show
pretty
up.
sure white isn't in the rainbow.
What? Really? Maybe next year, guys.
Studied at Yale. Had his career funded by Silicon.
We fucked up his joke. I'm sorry.
Yep.
We fucked up his joke. That's a good joke.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, JD studied at Yale. Had his career funded.
Tim, as our resident comedian, how is Mr. Governor Coach? Coach
He's
Walz?
doing pretty good.
How's his timing?
His timing is pretty good. He's got it down.
Is he the modern day Don Rickles?
I mean, I wouldn't call him Don Rickles, but
Give him time.
he's got some chops. He's got
He
some
said, Give him
chops.
time. Jeez, Mark over here out here camping out for fucking Minnesota boys. Up like, he'll beat Don Rickles. Give him 6 months on the field.
I will say
He does kind of look like Don Rickles, though, right? Hey,
He
you
does.
turn out there inside too.
He's definitely done some open mics. I'll say that. He's definitely done some open mics. He's been workshopping this material.
Oh, you know what
Well,
it is?
and-
He's a coach, and his team has probably sucked a few years, and he got to give them some very good speeches.
dude, he took them to state and won.
Yo, if you're a coach and you win state, I think that technically makes you a president already, and you just have to like go through the process. Like, I think that's how it works in this country.
Well, and
Funded
I
by-
was talking to my aunt about this.
Do you say
Like,
aunt
I
or
remember-
aunt? Or does it depend on
Aunt.
what their first name is?
I don't think it really matters. I think I've just always said aunt. But
I have certain aunts where aunt makes sense, and then aunts where aunt makes sense because of their
Hmm.
name. Like, it just flows better, so I call them the other one.
This is like an or and situation.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, but anyway,
Your aunt.
we were talking about it. Like, I remember his debates when he was running for governor. He was a good speaker, but I wouldn't have said he was super flashy. But as governor, he has spent all his time working. He's not out like the Republicans doing rallies and everything all the time because he was actually doing his job.
Which is weird.
It is, and he got a shit ton of shit done. But like, we didn't see him a lot in this state because he was doing the job we elected him for.
Wow, people you elect to do the jobs that you elect them for.
Exactly.
What's that like?
Man, I don't know.
So I was a little surprised with how good this speech was. Like, I didn't think he had this much charisma, but I was wrong. I'm like, damn, It's going to only get better from here, in my opinion.
Now, Mark, let me ask you this. I asked my wife the same question because she is a Chicagoland native. I'm from St. Louis.
Mm.
Does he have Midwestern dad appeal?
Oh, yeah.
For millennials. For some
All
people,
of it.
he wouldn't be dad age, you know what I mean? But for us, this is the quintessential Midwestern dad. This is the guy who, when your fucking peg on your bike broke and you fucking couldn't figure out how to use, no, you gotta have a wrench on the other side to do the. This is the guy you went to. Exactly. He's got a full fucking garage and he's got one of everything. And he'll let you use it if you listen to his boring ass stories.
Which are less boring because he knows how to talk.
Right. And this is the fun guy. Do you know what he taught in school? Because I know he was a coach, but what subject did he teach?
Geography.
Oh, dude. Man, the flat earthers are going to have a field day with that.
He was also, in the 90s, asked and volunteered to do the first, gay and lesbian, community group at his school. He led it and gave a support group to that community in the 90s.
Y'all are cooked over there. You're cooked, boy. Yeah,
I will say...
Yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Go.
The one thing that I didn't like about his past, but this was also a long time ago, and he has since changed course. He was a proud member of the NRA for a long time because he does hunt. He does believe in the Second Amendment and gun rights. But he listened to his daughter who convinced him that, gun control needs to be you have the right to own weapons. It needs common sense reform.
Yeah.
I see him as very similar to Bernie Sanders in that regard because Bernie Sanders was pro Second Amendment too, but with maybe criminals and, domestic abusers shouldn't have guns. Maybe,
And especially with things the way they are. And I don't know if everybody's keeping track of what's going on in the UK. Sometimes mobs come for you.
Oh, yeah, I saw what was going on in the UK. I didn't get the full story on it. What exactly is going on there?
So let's go into the other screen real quick here.
Yeah.
We'll switch off of there. Okay. So here is the skinny from Mikey Famine. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Skinny.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Bones is my whole motif. Bones.
Okay.
So there was a tragedy. Trigger warning for people who don't know already what's going on and who have small people and worry about their safety. I think it was a couple of Saturdays ago. I don't know the exact date. A young person went into a dance studio where young ladies were dancing a Taylor Swift themed dance party class thing, and he stabbed 11 people.
Oh, jeez.
Including a bunch of kids.
Well, 11, I think 8 were kids and 3 were adults. So it was a gruesome, bad, horrible scene. And 3 of the little ones ended up passing away. And I think a few more are still in critical condition as I'm talking to you now.
And the adults, the 3 adults that were injured are also, I think, in critical condition because they put themselves between the kids and the knife and took a lot of punishment from the guy. Yeah. So props to them for trying to protect them as much as they could.
I don't care what news source you go to. I just want you to know from the bin, it was bad. Not good. Very, very, very bad.
Yeah.
Not a false flag situation, not a bullshit situation, not a people are blowing something up bigger than it was. No, this was a bad thing. This is horrible. These little girls were in the middle of their dance class, not bothering anybody clearly. This person that committed the crime was 17. And what was so this is where the controversy comes in. What was reported was that he was a asylum-seeking immigrant.
That's very interesting. And
a Muslim
It gets better.
asylum-seeking immigrant. What came out was that he is a British citizen and a Christian. He has Rwandan,
an actual born British citizen too.
He has his parents are Rwandan descent. So the white people in the UK, well, in England, are burning down mosques because certain political figures and social media figures decided to report that this guy was a Muslim asylum seeker who was going on a rampage. And this is what happens when you let him in. And that's what they decided to do with their megaphone.
Yeah.
And because they've done that, there's thousands of angry, idiotic, wrong
fascists
running around the UK, burning down mosques, attacking the police, ripping people out of their homes.
That's pretty riotous.
Yeah, it is a real debacle over there.
So
and I feel especially bad for, I forget the town that this tragedy occurred in. So
Southport.
The police responded to that tragedy the first day and had to deal with that horrific scene. And then the second day had to go and fight the mob that was trying to burn down the local mosque in Southport. And I think a dozen or more cops were decently injured, some serious, trying to keep them away. And they set a bunch of police vans and cars on fire. And
here's the other thing they set on fire that isn't really being reported, which is strange. And I might even start making a separate segment of the Bin Podcast Network of things that are not reported, that I just headlines that I want people to just investigate on your own. You might have to go outside of American media to find it. They tried to burn down the hotel that the immigrants were staying in, with them trapped inside of it.
So, if I'm understanding all of this correctly, the report of the asylum seeker who is Muslim and all that is not true. That was social media nonsense.
Andrew Tate.
He is
good.
He's
that fucking guy.
The guy that did it
Andrew
was
Tate, and
that fucking guy.
And the major news sources picked up on an Andrew Tate tweet and reported it as truth.
So, what's interesting about that is about a year ago, a similar situation happened in Dublin, Ireland, where it wasn't at a dance thing or anything. It was in front of a school that several young people were attacked. I don't remember what happened to them.
Sorry, Tim.
What?
Oh, hello, people. FYI, I got first in my primary, a top 2 advanced to general race, getting 50.6%. Progress only!
Yay, progress only!
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Good for you, man.
I'd vote for you.
Progress only, I vote for you.
What's your seat you're sitting?
Is it a council seat?
I think it's a council seat.
Good job winning the primary. That's tough.
You got them to fucking take out the prayer. I fucking love fucking progress only. The man.
Oh yeah, it's a council seat.
Oh, he gets to fight a Christian nationalist for the seat. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Let us know when the debate happens so we can react to it.
Yeah, and good luck on election day. I've run for council seats, and they are not easy to win.
I will give you guys each other's Twitter information. He knows. Well, fuck them. Fuck local media. We're on top of that shit.
Yeah,
time to get mobilized. Time for the mobilization wing of the bin to swing out.
We'll moderate an online debate. How about that?
I could do that.
Ooh.
I could totally do that. I'll even wash my face.
Yeah.
We will mute the other person
Yeah.
so they can't interrupt you until it's their
Oh
turn.
my
to
god.
speak.
Get the 88-year-old in front of a smartphone and may turn into an Indiana Jones Nazi. What the fuck?
Hilarious.
His
Oh.
bones and blood melting away. All melting and such. Fuck yeah, good for you, man. Awesome. What were you saying, Tim?
Oh, going back to the story I was telling. So, a similar situation happened 1 year ago in Dublin, Ireland, where several young people were attacked in front of a school, and it was reported through social media that the person who did it was an immigrant, an asylum seeker. And so this sparked a night of riots where they set a city bus on fire. Like, this is in like city center Dublin, where all the tourists go. They sent a city bus on fire. They set some police cars on fire. The police like riot control had to be called in, and then like it was very tense for a long time because the right wing nut jobs out there who are very anti-immigrant.
Wow.
I don't know. They sparked the whole fucking thing. When I went there 3 weeks later, the police presence in Dublin was still very visible. Like, they had police in vans and cars all over the place walking through the streets. The previous time I had been in Dublin, you did not notice the police. You could not see them unless there was something going on. And they were everywhere. And I'm sure the British police and the Irish police are relatively same, where they're generally not armed.
Right.
But you saw like armed patrol officers and like armed response units just like sitting about, because there was all this tension from all this like right-wing anti-immigrant nonsense. And it's not like Ireland has a huge population to deal with. But there's all this like, and it was reported that this person was an asylum seeker, and they weren't. They were an Irish citizen. It's the same thing.
It's eerily similar to dictatorship regimes doing false flag operations to promote military actions against other nations that they want to conquer or take things from. It's leaders of these far-right movements that want to garner political support and power. So the next round of elections, they can be like, look, I'm tough on immigrants, elect me. And then they sway the middle people that don't research things themselves. And it garners them even more support. But people are so ready to just believe anything they see for the first time. And I don't know how you combat that. I just assume I'm being lied to whenever I hear something until I can like verify it myself.
Yeah, but there's like, most people don't do that. When they hear something, they're like, oh yeah, that's what happens. The first thing they hear is the thing that they go with.
And these are the people that also say all news is fake. So like,
Yeah.
Everything's fake except for the things you hear, which you don't even check.
And that was the first that was the most chaotic scene in Dublin since like the 90s, when there was like the troubles were still going on, and like, the IRA and everything. Like, there hasn't been anything like that in Ireland in like 30 years. And and very few people in Ireland and the UK own guns. So that's why it's a knife instead of a gun. But those attacks happen so rarely in those countries.
Hello?
I can hear you.
My mic is being weird. I was like hearing myself the whole time, and I was like, I gotta fucking find this. So I was trying to find it, and I can't figure out how to fix it. But
you heard it here first. Mikey likes to listen to himself.
I have a special channel where it just pumps my own voice back in my ears and makes me want to stop talking as soon as I open my mouth.
Me.
Oh, I see what's happening here.
I am so smart. SMRT.
I think I fixed it. One can only hope. There it is.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on over there. It was like literally the exact same situation.
It's weird, man. Like it doesn't take as much as people think it takes to get people to expose their like secret racist shit. Like it doesn't take all that much.
Nope.
So when black people and brown people fucking tell you, "Hey, this shit is not right,"
believe them.
Maybe you don't have to believe us outright, but give it some weight.
Yeah, like
because
think about it.
Because it's already a hurdle that the person of color is talking to you about this in the first place. So we've already jumped one hurdle to let you know, so you can go warn the others and stop the herd. But you never really quite believe. Like, I know a lot about when not to say shit in certain rooms because I've seen those rooms turn in a heartbeat, and the person that is 100% right gets all the attention on them, and now things are physical, and all that physicality is focused on it. I'm not going to just sacrifice myself to the fucking rightness gods.
Oh, before we go back to Governor Walz, I just want to say one more thing. What happened in the UK and what happened in Ireland kind of shows how desensitized we are to violence in this country.
Yeah.
Like some people get attacked and yeah, a few of them die, but those instances are so rare that like, yeah, you're going to fucking riot over that shit because that shit shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And like, regardless of why they were rioting, it was a bad reason for them to riot. But like in this country, like the mass shootings that occur they occur on such a regular basis that we're like, it's on the news for a couple hours and then it's gone.
We are a little bit numb. I think we all are kind of, because it was like 54,000 deaths last year from guns.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Like,
well, where my mind always goes to, like when I first heard about that England story, I'm like, wow, if that had been in the U.S., they would have had an AR-15 and twice as many people would have died.
That's
not the reaction I should have.
Yeah, is like it's fucked up that we think that. Like, that's not right. That we're just like, oh, this is a weak ass fucking riot. Like, what? Wait a minute. What do I say?
They only burned down one building?
Yeah.
Amateurs.
But in I just want to say this in fucking the UK's defense. Bro, you got to stop making your entire path out of bricks. Like, all of you have these little half walls in front of your house, and it's like bricks. And they kick over a tower, a column. They just kick it over, and then they just have like infinite ammo going down the street. Like, don't make your whole shit out of fucking bricks. Because let me tell you,
like, bricks are great.
Let me tell you something. Like, because I'm not gonna fucking front. Tim, I know you're about to say something. I'm going full screen for this. I'm watching this video, and the cop is like trying to talk to reporters, and there's like people pushing, and they're trying to get the fucking van fucking cockamamie so it fucking blocks the road, and they got the thing. There's shit just fucking flying through the air. The fucking cop turns and looks and stops and starts talking to the camera. I'm like, oh my God, a brick is about to come from out of camera shot and hit this motherfucker in the back of the brain. Oh, I thought it was he didn't get hit. But man, oh man, let me tell you, British cops are fucking noobs. Oh boy, you're noobs. You don't take You don't take your fucking eye off of it.
Nope.
First off, they're throwing bricks, and he's just like,
no, I mean, you're right.
It missed me, by Jove.
They have this all over in Ireland too. Like, there's just these walls of stone and brick.
Yeah.
Like
ammo.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they don't have freezing weather.
That is true.
Like
they
have
a very temperate climate.
Every once in a while in Minnesota, like they'll redo part of a road next to a park or in a nicer area, and they pave it with bricks.
Uh-oh. Am I too loud?
And I'm like, why? bricks suck as roads. Don't do that. I know it's slightly different than walls, but still.
Speaking of walls,
no cobblestones, no bricks.
Ooh, Governor.
The only walls we want is this walls.
Build the wall.
Walls is
Silicon
build a
Valley
wall around Mar-a-Lago.
I think we're getting close to it.
billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on. That's not what middle America is. And I got to tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
Me either, friend. Me either.
Damn. That's a pretty big pop.
That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So
he said the thing. He said the thing.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
Dr. Couches.
Oh man. Yeah, no, he's got some chops, man. He's got some comedy chops.
His timing's really good.
Mm-hmm.
A lesser mortal would have fucked that up.
I can't wait for, honestly, I can't wait for either debate. I think that like the Republicans have two very bad debaters on their side.
Oh, I don't think Trump's going to do it. His team is terrified.
You think he's going to back out? He's going to make an excuse?
He's already backed out of the one in September.
He said that they're going to do it sooner than that.
Sure they will.
He said in the coming days he's going to announce it, but he said that he will debate Kamala.
Well, and I thought tied to that, like he made demands that like it needs to be at a Fox studio.
Yeah,
it needs to have
Fox.
a live audience.
No fact
like
checking.
A round stadium where like I heard like a town hall set up where they're surrounding you. No, you don't get to just pick the setting where they're going to stack the audience in your favor.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I think for too long, everybody's been capitulating to that, and he's gotten used to it. I mean, Fox is probably to blame, but of course they're going to capitulate to whatever he wants. But yeah, that's not how debates work, dude. This is an event that is bigger than you and your fucking ego. So it will happen at this time. You will show up at this time if you want to be on the show. And if you do not show up, or show up on time, you will not be part of the broadcast. That's how everyone else has acted for their entire political career. And then this fucking chuckle monster comes up here and just says, no, I want it to be this shape and I want it. Fuck you. I don't want any fact checkers. Fuck you. I want if fucking people in hell want ice water. You don't get what you want. It's a debate, not a fucking pageant, of which he knows very little about, apparently.
Kamala this is what she should do. She should go to the debate that was scheduled.
Oh my God, yes.
If he doesn't show, that's a free hour of airtime where she can literally just talk to the crowd and talk to America on national TV.
Just turn it into like a town hall discussion.
Exactly. And like I was gonna debate him, he didn't show. He was too cowardly. He didn't want to face it.
She should just turn and say, "What do you think, Donald?"
Oh wait. Just put Walz on the other podium and they can just ping pong funny jokes back and forth.
Oh, I'd fucking bring all my favorite friends up there to fundraise for me.
Turn it into a telethon.
And now here comes my friend Brian McKnight to talk about a few things, and he brought his piano with him.
Did you guys see that there was like an organized like comedians for Kamala, where it's like all these like big comedians were going to do like a show for her?
Yeah.
I did hear about the white guys for Kamala Harris on Twitter that Musk shut down.
White dudes for Kamala.
Yeah, what they raised like a couple $1 million before Musk got rid of it.
Dude, the Harris campaign is swimming in money,
which is better than polling, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. I'm gonna buy a sign. Like I will buy a sign and put it in my front yard. Like that's how much I am for them. at this point.
Honestly, the polling has really improved too. Like there's a handful of polls out there, and they all have either a literal tie or Harris is up by a little bit.
In all the swing states. Like it's
going
to be a blue wave.
So at the risk of ruining our democracy, I must challenge our democracy.
Democracy.
So
democracy.
Couchcracy.
Overall, as of yesterday, the average polling has Harris up by 2 points, which is
significant.
Which is a big swing from Biden down by 3 points.
Tim, you're a poli-sci.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a poli-sci too. Come on now.
Oh yeah, you're both poli-scis.
I'm not the poli, and I don't think Mark is. I don't know, Mark, if I just made fun of the degree you had, but
I'm gonna leave you in suspense, Tim.
I have a
yeah, don't tell him.
Science. I have a master's of science in political science, not an arts degree like J.D. Vance.
And I don't.
Exactly.
Anywho, now that you guys are done measuring your degrees,
all 90 of it.
What?
That's okay, Mark. All the political science degrees are useless. The political science degree and $5 gets you a cup of coffee.
I am in med device. That is my career. It is not anywhere near any of my education. So like,
I own a food truck. There you go.
That college debt's coming in real use.
I wanted to interject, but then I realized this is also a struggle. It's just not one that I have. As poli-sci's, my question was to you, as far as I don't even remember the question. We took too long. I lost it.
As political science people, what do you want to ask us?
You were talking about polling. You were talking about comparing her to Biden and how she's doing. Swing states. And then we started getting the poli-sci.
I think him, like, I'll just talk on that. Whatever I was talking about, it'll come to me like 4:00 in the morning, and then I'll text you guys. And I'll text you guys and wake you up probably.
Not me. Anyway.
I think having, like, I'm not for all of this. I'm glad it's going well. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad everyone's excited. Don't get me wrong. I want to pull you both poli-sci's back to one important thing. This hasn't, like, we're not in normal times. I think we kind of like, we get some normalcy and then we kind of like revert back to where we were before all the crazy started happening, but things are not perfect, right? Like, we still have a major
right,
and I don't think either of us are arguing that it's perfect, but
and
the thing that's exciting, it's the momentum that this Democratic Party shift has created, which is so important. And that's kind of what Trump had when he won.
And a lot of campaign, and this is from like some experience, a lot of campaigns are about perception, media cycles, and momentum. And the Trump campaign hasn't had any of that since their convention. Ever since Joe Biden dropped out
and Vance was picked. Those are the two
picked.
Yeah.
Ever since
bad and worse.
Ever since those two things happened, Donald Trump has been not breathing the same oxygen media-wise as he has been. And the coverage has not been focused on Donald Trump. Now it's Donald Trump reacting to things rather than Donald Trump himself. And the Harris campaign has done a very good job of striking up momentum and controlling the media cycle. Like, they could have announced Walz at the convention in a couple weeks, but they want a bump in the polls now and another bump in the polls after the convention, because usually if you want to pick a VP, it's at the convention because you want like everyone to be surprised or whatever. You want to keep it a secret until then.
Yeah.
But the Harris campaign has decided that it would be advantageous for them to get the VP candidate out there as soon as possible, because then you're controlling the media cycle.
Yep.
Well, and with that, it's also, I think, related to, they only have 90 days. She has a 90-day campaign.
Yeah.
United States campaign cycle is like 2+ years of prepping to be president. And she has 3 months.
And they've also managed to like, what's the term, like marginalize JD Vance to the point where I was listening to the news today in the car, and they were talking about how JD Vance is going to the cities that the Harris campaign is going to, and they're saying that he's stalking them to make him seem even fucking weirder.
He's weird, man.
So they've come up with an attack line that works. They have a strategy that's working right now, and I don't know who pointed it out. I think it was Mikey last week or a few weeks ago, where if you go on the Harris campaign website, they don't really have a platform.
There's nothing there. It's just how to give us money.
They don't fucking need one.
And that's
until
crazy.
The convention, they don't need one. You'll get policy at the convention, and then you'll get policy after the convention at the debates. But they don't need it right now. They're riding like the wave at this point. You can't. You gotta fucking what's the poker term? You gotta fucking ride the momentum.
Gotta ride the river.
Yeah, like you don't change now. You don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. And another gauge that I have is a lot of like my close family are pretty old, like conservative Democrats that vote pretty liberal, but I still have plenty of spirited debates with, because I find a lot of their opinions on certain things to be a little archaic.
Yeah.
Like, as an example, like my dad is now excited for the campaign. He has been depressed on politics for like 15 years. The fact that he's excited, especially for these candidates, I think really shows something. And the only thing I can think of for Trump to do to maybe change the narrative and rebuild some of the momentum he's had in the past is to dump Vance and bring Nikki Haley on as his VP pick.
Too late.
Yeah.
But it's too late. I don't think she
late.
would do it. She's not. I think she was dumb for giving her delegates to him without. I think she should have come out in support of Biden. But
or RFK or anybody.
Anybody.
She
else,
should have just
or
spoiled
remained
them.
neutral or something.
And the other thing the Harris campaign is
Told them
doing
to stay home.
that really contrasts them with the Trump campaign, which is kind of funny because the Trump campaign had this for so long, was that the crowds that they're generating are enormous. They're huge.
They're verifiable.
And it makes the Trump campaign look small.
Which they are.
Because 4 years ago, Trump had all the fucking 4 and 8 years ago, Trump had all the fucking people at the rallies, right? Like MAGA rallies are supposed to be a huge fucking deal. But now the Democrats, their rallies are the huge fucking deal.
They got loud music, people dancing in rhythm.
Yeah.
Clapping on time.
So
Taylor Swift is going to come out in support of
and
then it's just fucking game over.
If Taylor Swift and Beyonce make a music video together about them,
that's game set match.
Talking about some "We Won't Go Back," the new winter smash, the fall smash from T Swift and Queen Bee. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. North Korea will be voting for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But gas house gone again.
So I think, to go back to your point though, Mikey, it's like, I think we're still as poli-sci majors, we're still very aware of how fucked our political system is, how fucked our elections are. But like Tim was saying, without really doing much, they've completely flipped the tables have taken everything away from Trump that Trump used to have without doing anything substantial.
And
it's impressive.
To further your point, Mikey, I find the very process of how Kamala Harris was picked for the new presidential candidate for the Democrats to be underhanded and undemocratic.
Oh yeah, it was awful.
But that is the history of American party politics. So very rarely do the voters get to actually fucking matter in the primary process.
Here's a sneak peek from one of our other shows. Just in time for the holidays.
Synergy.
The Supreme Court has detonated the Earth. You're welcome. Say you guys,
Kablooey.
patreon.com/the.
God, that was only a month ago.
Guys, I am joined with Attorney Anna. Look, Tons, I got your girl back. She's on the network, baby. And Harry, this is our grand unveiling. We've been working on the... We've been working on fucking Skype with the balloons. If you have a Mac, if you do 2 thumbs up or a thumbs up, it fucking puts balloons on the screen. And she saved it to fucking troll me. On their show
funny.
Behind this, really ready to.
She's now my
reveal
favorite.
them
Mikey's
just
been
yet.
dethroned.
You guys aren't ready yet, but unfortunately, the Supreme Court has forced my hand, and I needed legal experts in this time of dire need and desperation. Anna, Harry, thank you. Welcome to the network. And are we doomed?
Yes.
All right, that's all the clip we needed from that. All right.
I think we just get rid of that Mikey Feynman guy and just put Anna.
24K.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. Fucking get me out of here. Fucking, yeah, dude. Fucking Anna all the way. I'm with it. Anna. I start.
Says Anna know them birds ain't real.
It's true.
Tons with the inside jokes.
Goodbye. Are we doomed?
Yes.
I need to get that on the soundboard.
Yeah, I was about to say soundboard that.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Are we doomed?
Yes.
Good.
You should keep your thing at the end there. Good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Dude.
All right. One more time, everybody. One more time. Desperation. Anna, Harry, thank you. Welcome to the network. And are we doomed?
Yes.
Goodbye, everyone. Patreon.com/podcast. Have a good night.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're doomed, y'all. Because
add it, we're good.
As much as we love Walz, as much as some people love Kamala, there's still that pesky problem that the president, according to the Supreme Court, is a god king that must be destroyed.
Yeah, I mean...
So, where do we go as reasonable progressives, knowing that even if we win this, we still have to essentially dismantle the government?
So,
Stack
like...
report.
Yeah. I think
that's the only recourse at this point.
I think that whoever's president next is going to get at least 2 Supreme Court picks. Because Clarence Thomas is very old and Justice Alito is very old.
They would be the next 2 that would likely retire
or die. And
well, and the thing is, I don't think they will retire if she takes the White House.
I mean, that might be
they're going to cling to power just because
that might be their mistake. Like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who should have retired.
Yeah.
Either way, I think if the Democrats win the presidency and they can also maintain control of the Senate and win the House, then they can push through some Supreme Court reform and actually hold these motherfuckers to some sort of ethics code. And also, there's a non-zero chance that they'll pack the court. I don't think, politically they can do it, and maintain some sort of, political capital. I don't think they want their mandate to be completely dismantle the Supreme Court, but I mean, it should be. But they have other agenda items that they're probably going to want to get through first. Politically, the Supreme Court is very fucking toxic right now.
I mean,
and unliked.
year 2, I don't see why not. You just say, "Oh yeah, by the way."
I mean, that's true. Like year 2, they could do that.
During the midterms.
I really want to see how the Harris campaign talks about the Supreme Court, because what they might promise in the campaign might be different than what they actually do.
Which, and I'm glad you brought that up, Tim. I hope everybody is managing their fucking expectations.
I mean,
do not think Kamala is fucking Princess Peach who's going to come down with a fucking star wand and just fix everything.
Well,
that is not what's going to happen. We're still fucked.
My expectation is that the country doesn't implode in 90 days. That is literally my only expectation, is that we limp on as a mostly stable republic.
But that was the point of Biden.
And that happened. But
Did it?
Trump didn't go away. The thing is, the cancer is still here.
Well,
if he loses again, then I don't see him recovering.
Well, we almost got that. Except for Israel showed up and said, "Give me all your money," and he said, "Okay."
Oh man, I do also want to see if the Harris campaign will distance itself from anything Netanyahu says, because that speech he gave in front of Congress was
bad.
Yeah,
I'm glad we didn't cover it in full, because people would have been mad at me. Yo, that little motherfucker is a goddamn Hitler. Suck my motherfucking dick if y'all don't like what I have to say. That motherfucker is a villain. He has done nothing but wish for the murder of other people. He's never done anything for Israel except for want to kill brown people. Y'all should be recognizing that.
He just wants to hold on to his power. That's a problem. All he's doing this for.
That's a fucking problem. He's not a leader. He's a murderer.
That's what despots do, and that's what Trump tried to do. That's what Putin's trying to do with his invasion of Ukraine. It's what Xi Jinping will do if he thinks he's going to lose power. He'll invade Taiwan.
Yep.
That is the way these regimes work, and that's how the next Trump regime would work if he was reelected. So,
yeah, I don't
vote
have
now.
I don't have any illusions that the Harris campaign is going to be like a very progressive campaign. Like I learned that during the Obama campaign promised so many things, and then he ended up being like a pretty moderate liberal president. And Harris is not as liberal as Obama was. So
nope.
I think that they're going to promise a lot of things, and I'm not going to hold any expectations that she's going to cancel student debt or make the tax system fair.
What from the both of you, what can they not miss? What do they need to nail in this campaign and in the first 100 days of this administration?
Abortion rights for all.
Yeah, the Democrats can't fuck that up again.
No, you can't say that, Tim. He already said it. You need to come up with something different.
Okay.
Nice try.
All right.
Before Tim jumps in, but
can't even agree with him.
They can run on nothing else. They run on that only, and they win. And if they actually follow through with protections for that on a federal level, it's done.
So Tim, here, I want you to steelman him. How does that happen? How can the president affect abortion rights actually in a way that isn't just reversible?
A way that isn't reversible, signing a bill into law. I mean, I know
that's a Congress thing.
But here's the problem. The president actually can't do a whole lot when it comes to this, except for appointing Supreme Court justices and signing bills into law. That's the only way that the administration can really handle this. You can have executive orders with policies for the Health and Human Services Administration, but those are limited to probably just federal employees. So,
well, couldn't she order a full audit investigation of all members of the Supreme Court?
I don't know if the president has that power.
Or tell the Justice Department to do it. But
supposed to know everything.
But,
So,
well,
like,
I mean,
at this point, she should air out all the dirty laundry of the past several decades on anyone that's close to retirement of the Supreme Court.
you could do that through the IRS, but there's a lot of legal implications there with exposing someone's tax returns and stuff like that.
Thank you, Doorknob
public
Head.
office.
Doorknob Head has my back in the chat. He says, "Tim, know everything. Damn it."
Oh, I try.
Fucking remember
You know what? I have to go to
faster.
bed now because Tim doesn't know everything.
God, it just ruins everything. Every show he ruins it by not remembering every single fucking piece of American history.
Good night, everybody.
I think because the president has immunity from criminal prosecution, then yeah, probably, right? She could do that.
Just
But-
forgive all the student loan debt.
And yeah, she could forgive all my student loan debt. That'd be great.
Tell the company to delete their computers.
Exactly.
It is an executive order to delete your computer.
Because of that Supreme Court decision, Mark, you might be onto something. She could just put their tax records out there. Like, not do it, maybe not an audit or anything, but like, just here's Clarence Thomas's tax returns for the last 10 years. And here's all the filings he had to file because he got gifts from billionaires. Like, she's immune from prosecution.
What are they gonna do? Or?
She could say, "I, as president, am doing this as an official act."
I think,
bam.
I think the president should have discretion to post or withhold the tax records of the Supreme Court justices.
Yeah.
She could also withhold pay.
I think
because they're a different branch of government. They get paid through the judicial branch, not the executive branch.
Oh, she just disbands the judicial branch.
Well, that's a constitutional amendment. Like, there's things that she can do. There's things that she can't do.
She's immune, Tim. She can do whatever she wants.
That is true, Tim. You're over here acting like the law applies when
it wouldn't apply if Trump was president, so it doesn't have to apply for her either.
Anna just told us we're doomed.
Yeah, we are. So to answer your original question, Mikey, about something the Harris campaign absolutely has to do, besides abortion, which I agree. One thing
not have an abortion, but
not have an abortion, but legalize it.
Yes.
One thing that the Harris campaign absolutely has to do is, boy, there's so many.
Are we
I think.
Goodbye, everyone. Patreon.
I think the one that I would choose is student debt. The Harris campaign has, because it's becoming a huge problem.
Yeah.
And the Biden campaign the Biden administration is doing everything it can, but I think they're not going far enough. And I think along with maybe changing us as a couple of Supreme Court justices out and passing some laws,
governing. Literally governing. Which I think Biden has done, but Congress is so inept right now. And kind of backtracking to what Tim was saying, if like the Democrats can control the Senate and the House, those being controlled by one party really sets the tone for how many promises can be kept. If they don't have one of those, that's when those promises are dialed back, and it's a backdoor negotiation, because you can't just try to ramrod your agenda through, because then they're just going to shut you down on everything. And I think that's kind of what happened with Obama. He was able to do the Affordable Care Act, but he wasn't really able to do anything else because Congress that was controlled by the Republicans was so vehemently opposed to any of his agenda points.
And like
it's
the tie for that would also be a single payer healthcare system, which was promised by Obama, but then he backtracked on it and said, "Oh, government option, we can't really do it this time around, but if we could get like a government option healthcare system, that'd be great."
I would like to offer a new strategery.
A stratego, if you will.
A new stratego. Addition, multiplication by subtraction. How about you just stop doing some shit that nobody likes? How about you just stop funding Israel?
Or just unregulated military spending to begin with?
We're just going to stop. We're just not going to spend money on that. And we're just going to wait. Just stop doing things. That piss everybody off.
I would full stop giving them weapons. Like
they don't need it.
They don't need it. And I would through the State Department, force them into a deal.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous. Yeah, like Netanyahu in his speech to Congress was like, "Oh, I'm not going to do the deal that everyone's been working on for months," and he's just flagrantly disregarding all these other countries who are working to try and stop him from continuing to commit war crimes. And
on camera.
Yeah, and as I think the Harris administration should be like, listen, you either stop doing this or we're just not going to help you anymore.
Well, her saying that a deal needs to get done and that she's for a two-state solution, that is an anti-Israel sentiment. Yeah. If you're an Israeli in Israel, because they don't feel like that there should be a two-state. That's not on the table. Is that there's two? That's ours and we're taking it, and America's gonna fund it. You get me? No. You're gonna fund it. You get me? No. You're gonna fund it. You get me? And we're gonna take it.
I mean, at this point, I'm not even talking two-state solution. I'm just saying, make the ceasefire deal. Stop killing people, and then we can move on from there. But like right now, Israel is just sort of doing whatever it wants, and we're saying, "Oh, here's more weapons." I mean, we're not selling you the same bombs we were selling you, but here's some different ones.
Here's some smaller ones, so I have to use more. Okay.
And it was actually a good political move to switch candidates, because now she can distance himself from the current policy on Israel. Biden can take the heat for it, and she can come in with I really don't want to wait another 90 days of Israel or Palestine getting blown to shit. But
and starving them. They're just starving them to death now.
Yeah.
No power, no medical supplies.
So
water.
They don't have time to wait for everybody to figure this shit out. We should have sanctioned them months ago. You can't figure out whatever you're going to figure out. Y'all have been fighting for how long? This is not our fucking problem. So you can figure out your shit without starving people, and you can't have everything. So get ready to lose some shit, and get ready, or they're not. Palestine doesn't have to be the only people that starve. Like you can starve militarily from the United States and not get billions of dollars of aid, because that's money that's not going towards bridges in America, towards drinking water pipes in America. Flint still has dirty water, y'all.
That's wild.
Who?
How long ago did that fucking shit occur? And
8
it's still
years
going on?
ago. 12 years ago, yeah. They've been talking. It's still nasty. It's still fucked up. It's still got lead in it.
And Flint's not the only place.
Exactly.
Maybe
we can get
this will.
Yet we can get browbeat by a fucking Philadelphia piece of shit who fucking goes back to some country, becomes the prime minister, and now is entitled to our entire purse. Suck my fucking dick. We're already hurting.
This might help your opinion, Mikey, as well. Is that Walz he supports Israel's right to exist, but he is very critical of everything they've done to Palestine. So he is not a supporter of Netanyahu and his regime.
I don't think
that's another good thing.
I don't think the existence of Israel is going to be an American concern for very long.
No, they're going to start a new world war.
They are itching to fucking kick off something with everybody else. I have no confidence that the Harris Walz campaign and administration are going to support them trying to fight every single fucking person on Earth. We are not like that. Good luck. Yeah.
Didn't they just do another thing in Tehran?
Yeah, they killed the guy who was the peace negotiator for Hamas. They blew him up with a bomb in a hotel.
And I heard that
they killed him, and they killed another Hezbollah military leader in Lebanon. Yeah. Within the same 3 days.
They're not making any friends over there.
Well, sounds like someone else's problem.
You know, the Biden administration had a perfect get out of jail free card with the sending over munitions to Israel. When the Republicans refused to fund Israel or Ukraine, the Biden administration could have just held its hands up and said, well, the Republicans won't let us do it. And it could have not happened.
But Biden is he's a diplomatic president, which doesn't really work with the hardliner stance the Republicans have turned into. But
well, he's a Zionist, which honestly, if anyone is a fucking elected official and they claim to be a fucking Zionist,
don't elect them.
You need to lose your fucking seat. Where is your loyalty? Not to fucking a foreign nation. It should be here. That should be flat out. Like, if you just want to like think what you want to think, then don't run for fucking office. But you're running for an American office, so you should care about America before you care about Israel.
And maybe just one last thing I'd like the Harris campaign to actually like say they're going to do and then actually do is a real like rebuild America infrastructure package. Because there's a lot of this goes to like their arguments about clean air and clean water and all that. There's a lot of the pipes and the bridges and
power lines, roads, schools,
the power grid, like
honestly everything. It's all 100 years out of date.
There needs to be a new like interstate highway system level investment in American infrastructure, because our country is literally falling apart. Our country is falling apart. And with all the climate change stuff that's going on, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse with infrastructure. So there needs to be like
years old.
There needs to be a serious investment in America's infrastructure.
Build back better with butter.
And probably climate change too. Like there's a lot of stuff they got to do. There's a lot of stuff they got to do.
Gun reform.
Who doesn't like back butter? Why is it orange?
Oh God.
And I'm a big fan of gun reform.
Welcome to gun
reform too.
As the one gun owner in the Bin Podcast Network, I'm for gun reform.
I'm for sword reform.
Like I'll go through whatever
spear reform.
I'll go through whatever fucking rigors and tests that I need to, because I'm gonna make sure I can. They've been throwing hurdles in front of black people for 1,000,000 years to fucking stop us from doing shit. You giving me a test is not gonna stop me. But apparently for other people, they're worried about passing that test. They're worried about all them domestic violences to show up on their record, and now they can't own a pistol. I'm not. All the little liberal soy boy cuck whatevers are not worried about this because we have clean records. So we'll have our guns back. They won't. That's why they don't want to do background checks.
It's late.
All right, fine. The boys want to go to bed because they're sleepy little babies.
I'm a tired boy.
I'll work, damn it.
I didn't.
That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So.
You could sound clip that too, honestly.
one more again.
That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So.
I can already sense that's going to get used a lot on the soundboard.
If you have any naughty ideas for T-shirts, send me a direct message at Mike Famine on Twitter, formerly known
penis.
presently known as X, formerly known as Twitter.
All right, let's wrap this up. Like and subscribe on the YouTubes. Give us comments and happy thoughts.
Yeah.
And go to patreon.com/thebinpodcast and give us your sweet, sweet, delicious money.
Your sweet, sweet lucre. You know what I think I'm going to do, Tim? I think I'm going to turn the Patreon into like a secret society.
Ooh.
I think we're going to stop promoting the Patreon, and for the people who are in there, they will reap the benefits. And
Ooh.
if they want to tell, if they want to evangelize, we will allow. But I think we're done. You guys know where to go. You know where the Patreon is. You know how to get into the club. There's also a free level on Patreon. But we post shit that we don't post everywhere else on Patreon. So
Yeah.
So join it if you like, if you're cool. But if you
If
don't
you want
join,
things.
hey, don't join. But we may not tell you ever fucking again where it is. Patreon.com/thebinpodcast. We may not say it after that.
Patreon.com/thebinpodcast.
That's the last time. Good luck. Hope to see you on the Cool Kids Club, which is on that website that I'm not going to tell you about.
For Sheezy.
And Greasy. Tim, take us home.
All right. Well, that's it for Speaking from the Center. We'll see you next week with, I don't know, a show. Maybe Speaking from the Center, maybe Unbox Politics, whatever we figure out.
Maybe.
Unboxing Canada.
No. Ollie will be back next week. We'll have
That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up.
Oh my God. So good. And don't forget, JD Vance is a couch fucker. Bye.
Dr. Couchy. Ouchie.